Hello, Leo. Huge energy today. I don't really know why. But it's a big day in the universe today. And I guess it's going to come out in your reading because you're Leo. You're powerful. You get the word out. People listen to you. And if they don't, they get mauled. Plain and simple, right? Here we go. Oh. Whoa. Okay, usually these cards do not come in reverse, okay? And I'm going to take them in reverse because I kind of have to. I'm feeling like I have to take them in reverse because this is what it is it's like inner wisdom coming in, okay? It's like there's energy around you that's very immature, okay? And they're talking shit and they're telling stories and they're trying to start fights with people around you. They're trying to get people to hate you and it's not working, okay? It's not working because fortunately for you, they're hiding this very intense war behind your back. So you don't see it. You're not connected with it. It's not visible for you. You're not paying attention to it. And I think at the most part, it's not even visible for you. Like you don't see anybody like you're not seeing anybody talking about you. You're not seeing anything. So you're like, okay, well, this can't be me, but it is if this resonates with you as we talk more about it. Okay. So what the universe has been trying to do is it's been trying to get you out of a lower frequency. Okay. So if you say you work for like Walmart or you work for a drugstore, or you work at a clothing store. Okay. You've got these like little biddies around you. You've got these little kids around you. Okay. Even though they're like probably in their 20s, to you, they're children because they act like it. They look like it and they don't do anything outside of being mature. Okay. Like this next generation, for the most part doesn't even watch my channel. Okay. These like, basically, I mean, the kids I'm talking about right now are in their teens right now and in their early 20s. Okay. The generation below us. Okay. I don't know how to describe them any less. Okay. They're not like us. Okay. They're not built like us. They're just built differently. They're built weaker somehow. Okay. So these weaker individuals who see strong people, they see strong people as being like grumpy old men, grumpy old women, like she doesn't know how to have fun. And, if these kids are like breaking the rules around you and you're like telling management or something, like they don't understand that their jobs are fun, like their jobs are not fun. They are somebody's business that you're looking after, right? So it's like these little kids around you are like, oh, they're just an old man or they're an old woman and they don't get it and blah, blah, blah. They're not showing you any respect, but at the same time, whatever it is that they're doing is not working, right? Because people know that they're just talking shit. They know that they're just angry. They know that they've got busted or they know that they can't break the rules anymore and they're angry about it and they're stomping around and they're acting like children, right? That's why these kids that are below us are children. They really are because they are not in tune with what's going on whatsoever. They just want to make their money. They think the whole world revolves around them. When you tell them that they're not allowed to do something, they fucking freak out about it because that's how babies act, right? They don't understand that they're not supposed to break the rules. And just because they can break the rules, it doesn't give them permission to break the rules. And if somebody says, hey, by the way, you're not supposed to do that, they go, oh, well, why can't you just lighten up? Trust me, right? Some places you could work are a lot fucking worse, but they don't understand that. So if these people are going to continue, then most likely what's going to happen is they're going to lose their job and they're going to go to another job where they get treated like even more little babies, right? Because sometimes people, they fake it, right? They lie on their resume and they get these jobs that are kind of higher position jobs, almost like supervisor jobs where they're the only ones there and they get a lot of responsibility given to them, and then they do fuck all with it. They break the rules. They go out with their friends. They smoke all the time. Because the boss isn't there. So they're like, well, I can just fuck around. When there's other people, old school people, that just because the boss isn't there, it doesn't mean you fuck around. It means that they've given you the responsibility to be there alone, to know that you're not going to fuck around. But what I've noticed now is bosses they've become beggars. They really can't be choosers at this point, right? Because there are very few people that want to work minimum wage jobs and do much work, right? Everybody thinks they should be making more money because for the most part, you probably should be making more money. Okay. So it's like these little kids that are around you that are talking shit, they've met their match because the reason why the universe has put them up face to face with you is so then you all of a sudden upgrade. Because it's almost like I feel like you must be in this like in between. You're in the in between, right? It's like you're about to reach the next level, but you can't reach the next level until you pass the test, which is anything. Okay. Anything that happens that's spiritual, that is trying to elevate you, will all happen with tests. Okay. That's how the universe knows that you're ready or you're not ready. Okay. And that's how school does it too. Are you ready to go to the next grade? Well, we're going to test you on everything that you just learned. Did you fucking remember it all? Or are you just, passing time and you're not really absorbing anything, right? So the universe is like, all right, we're going to put these people, these little children, because I mean, look at them, man. They're fucking kids, man. They're kids. Again, with the adult in the middle. Like, they don't understand that without the adult there, they wouldn't even be able to work. So clearly somebody's got their shit under control. Just because these kids or these managers aren't noticing, like, oh my God. So at work last night, I've been really getting to know this man, Tiger. He has really helped me with my vehicle, and he is the kind of man you just need around, man. He fixes everything. He's just a fucking man's man, and I love that shit. I love a man's man. Stop calling everybody. Fucking figure it out yourself. This guy will take an entire fucking car apart, figure out how it works, and put it back together. That's the kind of man I appreciate. So I've just been talking to him and talking to him and talking to him. He tells me this story. Oh my God. He's like, Whitney, I think I'm going to get called back into work. And I'm like, why, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're already having a drink. You've been there all day. Like, don't fuck go back to work. He's like, yo, this kid on Friday night. I go, how old is he? He goes, 17. I go, what the fuck did he do? He was in charge of the shop and he fucked up. He cost the company between $5,000 and $10,000 in one night. And they knew he was never going to show up again. So they were expecting this other guy to show up once they knew the other kid was not going to show up. And I'm like, so he got given all that responsibility. He got good pay and probably fucking pushed away at least 5 or 6 candidates that should have gotten the job, but the company didn't hire them because they weren't able to pay them as much as what they thought these older people deserved to get, right? So they had to deal with this kid. That's the company. That's the company that has to say all of a sudden, okay, listen, we need to front up a little bit more money and get the next group in here because these young little kids aren't doing the job. Okay, they'll take the money, but they're not taking the job seriously because they just want the money. So, wow, this is a really, really fucking awesome reading. Like, oh man, I can feel it. Like, because, man, have you ever looked at some of the businesses around you and just been like, like you're handing out your resume or you're trying to find a job or your kid's trying to find a job and you see all these jobs with all these idiots, people that are so incompetent, they can't even get your order right. And you're like, man, I could have done that job. Man, my kid could have done that job. And you got the job instead. Like, what the fuck? And then these little kids, they come in and they just try to get their posses at work so then they can talk shit because they don't really want to be there, and like those little kids are getting taken out of these jobs now. Okay, give me this telling stories. Like, I mean, I'm wondering why I'm clarifying because I don't really know why I'm clarifying, but clearly more cards want to come out. So I'm just going to kind of let cat with children of the night. Oh my God. You see what I mean? Oh my God. There it is right there. Children of the night. Oh my God. I can't make this shit up if I tried. Like for once, I'm just going to actually use kind of like the name of the movie as opposed to like the energy of the card. And then cat in reverse was just so awesome because these kids don't even understand that like that what's making them talk shit and what's making them children is that they're listening to something in their head, right? Or something that's been told to them that they don't deserve to do something. And I'm sorry, but when I was 17 years old, I was already on like my third job and I was working full time. Like I was never taken care of by my parents. My parents didn't give a fuck about me. And now these kids, you know, that are bred from these parents that their parents never gave a fuck about them. So now these new parents, right, all they want to do is just add so much attention to their kid because they weren't given any attention at all. And it's over attentionified everything, right? It's made them overly sensitive, overly entitled. And they didn't even know that they were doing it. And like my sister and I even saw it with the dog that we had at the time. Like, I'm like, oh my God, man, this dog is entitled. Like we've made this dog entitled. Like I've done it too. Trust me, if I call out shit, I'm most likely guilty of it at one time in my life. Okay. That's why I'm so relatable. Honestly, I probably have like 5 stories regarding how much of a child I was in some type of situations. Okay. So it's like now the universe is like these kids are so possessed by something, right? And it's this like inner little child that just screams to them they're allowed to do whatever they want. Guess what? They're not. Even though by law, yeah, you're allowed to do whatever you want, but I mean, there's still house rules. There's still 3D rules. There is still universal rules like that you have to follow and laws that actually people take seriously. But these kids are like, blah, 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 blah. And like, because they're waiting to get a spanking and because they know that they're young adults now, you can't hit them. So they can just blah, 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 you know, and it's just like that kind of child has been getting into the system now. They're working. Those kids are working now and they're beating other people in these jobs because they seem like they're going to do a lot because they seem trustworthy. And then it comes out that they're entitled, they're brats, they don't listen, and they're going to get fired. They're going to lose their jobs. Okay. Like they literally just be acting like kids. Okay. And the storm in reverse. Yes, okay, is their fate in reverse. They don't think, okay, before they do anything. They're honestly, for the most part, and I picked this up by working at a lot of bars over the past, is like people think that like the people that they drink with, the people that they party with are their best friends, okay? Oh my God. You will learn that the hard way, okay? People that you drink with and you party with and you fucking snort coke with and you fucking tell your deepest, darkest secrets to, blah, blah, blah. They're not your friends, okay? They're not your friends. These people, they take friendship so seriously that they don't understand that it's them versus their friends in any situation, because these so-called friends, do you think they really have your back at the end of it? When all of a sudden you get busted for doing a drug deal at work, do you think your friends are going to all of a sudden have your back? No, they're not, because they're going to want to keep their jobs, right? You think a friend is a friend until the job gets threatened. And then it goes, I'm not friends with you anymore. You're going to fucking threaten my job. Nobody wants to lose their job, okay? So, this person, okay, these people are these little fucking kids that are telling stories about you, okay, what's going to end up happening is they're going to get put on the other side, okay, because they're going to get angry and they're going to lash out, and that's a trap. The trap is, okay, the trap has been set to catch these people in the act, these little children in the act, okay, so I don't know who the fuck is working with you. You know what I feel like? I feel like this crone, like you've got, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm like shedding like a cat right now. Jesus. I've got this little bit of a suspicion here that you have somebody working with you secretly and they've gone and they've set the trap. So then they can catch these kids telling these lies. And these kids, they think that these friendships are so important to them that when they get shipped to the other side, because soon they're going to get treated like their family, then they're just going to get treated like everybody else, right? Someone's going to take their rage out on them and then they're going to lose their job and they're going to cry like little fucking babies that they are, right? And then they're going to try and get their jobs back. because they're crying all of a sudden. It's like, oh, I thought you were the big tough guy before. I thought you were telling all these lies and trying to get everybody against this person. And now all of a sudden you realize that this person's not going to fight you back. They have fucking no idea that you've even caused any type of fight. They didn't say anything. They didn't react to it. Clearly, the person that's working with you knows that you didn't react to anything. So it didn't work. So their little trap, their little setup to get you and to set this storm up, it didn't work. It backfired on them. Oh my God, that's why it's all in reverse. And I just heard, if this was something to do with work and these people set you up somehow, it's like the boss likes you even more now. Because you stood up for yourself or you didn't give in to what these people were doing. So it's like if they were acting like children, you didn't act like a child all of a sudden. You still stayed in your body. And that's what this whole thing was about, was the universe had to see, all right, do you actually have your feet on the ground? Are you going to stay in control of your vessel and not let these people shoot you off guard or do something to you that derails you? It's like you were desensitized to it all of a sudden because you already knew this was going to happen. It's like you knew that something was going to manipulate you again or try to manipulate the energy around you again, right? Because it's always about attack and defense, attack and defense. Are you going to defend yourself when these people come attacking? Or are you going to surrender, give up? Are you going to let them beat you? Are you going to let them control you? Are you going to stand up for yourself? Because it's your life. And if you don't stand up for yourself, who the fuck is going to, right? And if you don't have supportive parents that aren't standing up for you and you don't know what it's like to stand up for yourself, then you could just be standing up for your friends thinking that that's what you're supposed to do in a loving relationship. But if your friends are out there hurting people, how can you stand up for them when you know that they're wrong and they're in the wrong and they're starting the wrong thing? Right? It's like you had to, don't be surprised if where you work, you've made no friends, or don't be surprised if where you work, you think everybody hates you. It's because somebody tried to start a silent war against you and, to create the storm around you. So then you would go and you would run and you would hide and you wouldn't shine anymore, but you kept shining and you kept getting brighter and brighter and brighter because you didn't know that they were trying to fight you. So these people were like, well, how can we hate them? And look at, they're not mad, they're not angry, they're laughing, they're joking, they're having a great time, like nothing has bothered them. So why am I going to go against this person when they're not angry, they're not like you, they're not stomping around, they're not pissed off? Like they're living, they're perfectly fine. What the fuck do you have against them? So now it's like whoever it was a trap to set up the person who was lying. You set a trap for a person who you knew was doing shit about. Like they were going about behind your back and they were trying to start things and they were trying to do things. And this whole time you're just like, hum diddly doo dah, I'm just gonna go to work. Like, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like if you've usually been used to like going from work to work to work or thinking that people hate you, so then you leave and you go get a different job, it's like now you don't have to. Because sure, yeah, there's always gonna be a fight that gets started, but you do sometimes have to claim your place somewhere, right? There's sometimes people have been there for way too long and then they think they're entitled and they think that, the new person's the new person and Satan, like we've been here for 10 fucking years. Who the hell do you think you are? And it's like, okay, well, I mean, new people get hired all the time. What are you talking about? Like, oh, you're telling me I have to learn the rules? Okay, well, I will learn the rules, right? But I'm also going to learn how to do it the restaurant way or the bank way or the Walmart way, because that's how I'm bred to do things. Like this new generation, they don't understand yet exactly how the world works, and they think they've got it all worked out and they think they know everything. And that's what's so funny about it, getting face to face with people who think they know everything, because for one, you're older, you know more things just by the book, like just by how much you learn. And that these people, if anything, you never say that you know everything. in any situation, right? Anybody who's grown knows that. Like, we admit when we're wrong. We admit when we don't know things. We admit when we're fucking stuck, like, because we aren't going to try to figure it out all by ourselves anymore. If we can figure it out by ourselves, sure, then I mean, we've surrendered to ourselves and we're going to try to figure it out. But if we need help, we're going to fucking ask for it. That's for damn sure. Okay. And we also know how to keep shit under control, right? That we know that we've been around the block long enough to see that, like, all right, some people wear masks, man, and they can show their fucking best mask at all times. But guess what? When they take that shit off, something else is going to come beaming out of there, because not everybody's happy-go-lucky all the time, or not everybody's the nicest person. Shit will come out of them eventually because they are normal. They're just like everybody else. Shit's going to come out. They're going to have bad days, right? And it's like these kids don't understand the laws of the system now. They don't understand the laws of the universe. They don't understand what goes around comes around. They haven't learned anything yet. So they're on your path right now. So then you can elevate, and they can go, oh shit, I got to learn a few things. And it's not even like, it's not something that you asked for. It's not something that you went looking for. It's just, they got put on your path because honestly, I'm not even going to say it has anything to do with them. It has everything to do with you, because they're going to learn the lesson if they learn the lesson, but you're going to elevate regardless because you went over it. So whether or not people learn their lesson, that's not why you get tested. It's, have you learned everything that you needed to learn so then you can go to the next place? Like, once you're grown up, you realize that this shit doesn't really have anything to do with anybody else. Like, if people get put on your path, that's also for their life lessons as well, not just you. There's two people, or there's three sides, or there's four sides. However many people are involved, that's how many sides are involved. It's not just one side. It's not just how one person says it. It's just not how one thing is. And now these kids got to learn that shit too, right? Okay, well, fucking, Bob went around and he was telling Trevor and Caden and fucking, Sammy that, like, Todd in the kitchen was fucking around, and now Todd, Sammy, and fucking whatever those other people's names were, I said, they got to check themselves and be like, all right, maybe next time I should just go and ask if that's actually what happened, instead of just automatically taking that first person's side and not maybe double checking the facts. Like, these kids got to learn, they got to double check their facts before they just go shooting out fucking storms to people, right? Because what goes around comes around, especially if you didn't counter attack. Then they're like, oh, well, we just tried to hurt somebody that didn't even know that you were doing anything and didn't hate us. So great. Now we've got 3 attacks to look forward to because you told us that you didn't like this person. This person did something. They fucked around when they were wrong the entire time. Just saying. Wow. Like, this reading was an experience for sure. Like, I can't even believe that kind of reading came up. Like, I was not expecting that type of reading. That was awesome. Like, that was such a good lesson. Like, some of these kids, man, oof, they are gonna get it, and they're gonna get it hard. And I mean, that's karma for you. That's what goes around comes around. You got to learn your lessons. And if you think that you're above learning your lessons, or you think you're too good to learn lessons, that's when another lesson needs to come hit you in the fucking face, because you should never say that you've learned enough lessons. Okay. And like, look at this. I just noticed 36, 37, 38. Star Storm Stories. SSS. 36, 37, 38. Like, I can't even make this up if I tried. Look at that. 36. Right on the bottom there. 36. 37. 38. With Crone, which is 8. And that's obviously, as you know, infinity. So this is infinity to infinity and beyond. Honestly, like, you passed the test with these fucking kids. Wreath. There in the circle of life tends to breathe death. One is not without the other, externally bound by the essence of spirit. That's the thing, is with every birth, there's a death. And these kids got to learn that. With every hire, there's a fire. Plain and simple. With every lie, there's also the truth. So, Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. whitneymoonshine@gmail.com for anybody that's looking for readings. Thank you so much for the comments and the emails and all the wonderful things that you guys do. It's super awesome, and I really hope that this channel gets to where it wants to go in life. Yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Obviously, there's going to be stuff that came up that's not going to resonate with you, but I hope that there are things in there that did resonate with you. So anyways, karma will show her pretty little face, let me tell you, in your life pretty soon. So I just tasted Swiss Chalet. I think I'm gonna have to get that for lunch. Ooh-wee. That's what I'm talking about. All right, peace out. Have a good one. Word to your mothers.